So, Cancer in the Delulu series. So, this is about, I made a reading. This is about facing delusions. And every sign has their way of living in fantasy or, escaping reality because things are hard. Situation they're stuck in, can't get out of. So, it's necessary at that time to create some way of coping, some coping mechanism. But you don't want to stay there in terms of your life. So when it comes to Cancer, this sign is ruled by the moon. So it's about reflection, casting shadows, things being seen and not seen, and depending on the situation. This sign feels a lot of pain, like everybody can, but Cancer in particular, it's something that if they don't learn emotional regulation, the world becomes a very, very painful, scary place. And what ends up happening with that is it's usually something to do with the mother, childhood. Obviously, everybody has to do childhood stuff, but something to do with the mother, the caretaker, the feminine, family dynamics, generational trauma, something along these lines is going to show up strongly for Cancer. And the way that they deal with it or not deal with it, they'll pull into the shell. Physically, they'll be there, but emotionally, they're not. And like I said, this is what the crab does. It crawls into the sand because everything on land wants to eat it and everything in the ocean wants to eat it. It's a scary place. It's a place where your life is literally in danger because others want to consume you. And so cancers can feel this, and so they pull in. And then again, a Cancer who's done a lot of work will use this as introspection time to develop themselves. If not, they just sit there and they avoid. This is like talking down about themselves and being hard on themselves, being harsh, being, worrying, all kinds of stuff. But they're not living their best life. They're not living the reality they want. They're just avoiding. And this is where Cancer can get Delulu. So when it comes to face and delusions reading, I would look at your entire chart and how Cancer, as well as other signs, will affect you in terms of delusion. There will be a few standout areas as to how it'll be difficult. Obviously, you have your own experience, and even if you have a similar chart to someone else, you're still going to have a different experience. Everybody does. But it will affect you differently. And then by me looking at the chart, I can tell you how that affects your life and what areas you're not facing things. And the problem with not facing is that it becomes a pile that's so big on top of you that the longer that goes on, the harder it is to face it and the more painful it becomes. And especially to a Cancer, it just gets harder and harder, deeper and deeper. So it's something that you have to be aware of, understand, and face. And that's why I called it Facing Delusions, because I don't think you can live the life you want until you face this stuff. And so that's why I created it. So if you need help with that, let me know. I'm here. Otherwise, see you next video.